You've seen it before. The man who never flinches. When others scream, he watches. When chaos erupts, he stands still. You mistake his calm for kindness, until you see what he's capable of. Understand this. The calmest men are never harmless. They are the ones who have seen the edge of rage and chosen to master it. While others drown in emotion, they move like water. Silent, patient, unstoppable. You want to know why the most ruthless minds are the calmest? Because true ruthlessness isn't loud. It doesn't boast. It's the stillness before the storm, the assassin's breath before the strike, the silence before kingdoms fall. Machiavelli once said, "He who can control himself can control all." That is the essence of power. Calm on the surface, calculation beneath. In this monologue, I'll show you why the calm mind is the ultimate weapon, and why those who mistake serenity for softness are already at a disadvantage. By the end, you'll understand that composure isn't the absence of ruthlessness, it's its final form. In the next few minutes, you're going to learn why the most ruthless minds are never loud, never rushed, never emotional. Why their calm isn't weakness, it's control. Why, while others react, they calculate. And most importantly, how mastering stillness in chaos turns you from prey into a strategist, from emotional to untouchable. If you're ready to master this paradox, comment below. My calm is my weapon. Have you ever argued with someone who, the more emotional you get, the calmer they become? It's unsettling, even surreal. You start to question your own reactions, maybe even your sanity, while they seem to gain more control with every second that passes. It feels like you're fighting a ghost, swinging at thin air while they land precise, calculated hits. This isn't an accident, it's a tactic. And the people who have mastered it are some of the most formidable you'll ever meet. Because their calmness isn't peace, it's a weapon. You're not imagining the shift in the room's temperature. You're not overreacting. What you're experiencing is a masterclass in psychological warfare, where stillness is the ultimate power move. While you're broadcasting your every thought and feeling, your anger, your frustration, your desperation, they are sitting in a silent fortress, observing your every move, processing your vulnerabilities, and planning their next attack. This dynamic thrives in high-stakes environments, corporate boardrooms, political arenas, and high-conflict negotiations where a single emotional outburst can mean the difference between victory and defeat. We're taught to see calmness as a virtue, a sign of wisdom or inner peace. And for many, it is. But in the hands of the ruthless, that same tranquility becomes a mask. It's a chilling paradox that the minds most capable of creating chaos are the very ones that appear the most serene. Today, we're going to dissect it. We'll pull back the curtain on the psychological mechanics that allow these individuals to weaponize calm. This isn't just about understanding a dark personality trait. It's about learning to recognize the strategy, understand its power, and arm yourself against it. Welcome to the anatomy of composure. The first myth, deconstructing the concept of inner peace. When we picture a calm person, we think of meditating monks, wise elders, or steady-handed leaders. In our culture, calmness is linked with goodness. It's seen as the product of a clear conscience and a regulated nervous system. A genuinely calm person radiates a warmth that puts others at ease. Their stillness is a gift. It's the calm of a surgeon whose steady hands come from thousands of hours of training, or the calm of a parent soothing a child, their composure a source of comfort. This is the light side of calm. But what if that stillness isn't a sign of enlightenment? What if it's a mask? What if the placid surface conceals not depth, but a cold, calculated emptiness? This is the unsettling reality of weaponized calm. For some people, calmness isn't achieved, it's engineered. It's not about feeling less, it's about showing less. This brings us to a constellation of traits known in psychology as the dark triad: Machiavellianism, narcissism, and psychopathy. While distinct, they overlap in their tendency for interpersonal exploitation. The calm we see is a shared tool, but it serves a different purpose for each of us. For the narcissist, calm is a display of arrogant superiority. For the psychopath, it's a natural state born from a genuine lack of fear and anxiety. For the Machiavellian, it is a purely strategic choice. Named after the Renaissance philosopher Niccolò Machiavelli, Machiavellianism is defined by manipulation, a cynical view of humanity, and a laser focus on self-interest. For those high in this trait, often called high max, the world isn't a community, but a chessboard to be won. People are pawns to be managed, maneuvered, and, if needed, sacrificed. So, why are they so calm? The common misconception is that they have superior emotional control. The psychological reality is often more chilling. Their calmness doesn't always come from superior control, but from a fundamental difference in how they experience emotion. Many individuals high in dark triad traits have low affective empathy. They don't feel what others feel. They might have cognitive empathy, the ability to understand that you're angry or sad intellectually, but they don't share the feeling. It's like reading sheet music without hearing the song. This emotional detachment is their superpower. Neurologically, affective empathy is linked to regions such as the amygdala and insula, which process our visceral feelings. In many manipulative individuals, the connection to these areas can be weaker or regulated differently. While you're caught in the storm of your own feelings, they're standing outside in clear weather, watching it unfold. They aren't managing an emotional flood. They're observing a weather pattern. Their decisions aren't clouded by guilt or the messy desire to be liked. Some research suggests a link between Machiavellianism and alexithymia, a difficulty in identifying and describing one's own emotions. For them, emotional muteness provides a natural shield. Early researchers of Machiavellianism, Richard Christie and Florence Geis, labeled this the cool syndrome, contrasted with the more emotionally responsive soft touch of those low on the scale. This brings us to a crucial point that some psychologists, like Dr. Jordan Peterson, have discussed. We unconsciously equate a lack of nervousness with competence. Our evolutionary wiring makes us look for the calmest person in a crisis, assuming they have a plan. The ruthless mind understands this bias and exploits it. Their calmness is a form of social camouflage, a performance designed to project confidence and make you believe they're in control. Their stillness isn't the peace of a settled soul. It's the eerie quiet of a predator waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The second myth, the 3 pillars of weaponized calm. To really get how this chilling composure is built and used, we have to break it down. It's not some mystical ability. It's a system of psychological strategies. Think of it as a structure built on 3 powerful pillars. Pillar 1, emotional detachment as a shield. The first and most important pillar is emotional detachment. But we need to reframe what that means. For the tactical mind, detachment isn't the same as apathy. Apathy is passive. Detachment, in this context, is an active, strategic process. It's a conscious uncoupling from the emotional bait other people throw. When someone insults you in an argument, they're throwing bait, hoping to provoke an emotional reaction. The ruthless mind sees the bait, recognizes it for the provocation it is, and simply chooses not to bite. Think of a chess grandmaster. They aren't emotionally invested in their pawns. A captured knight doesn't cause them sadness. Each piece is a tool, and its sacrifice might be a necessary step toward victory. This is how the Machiavellian individual views human emotions. Your anger, your joy, your fear, they aren't experiences to be shared. They are data points to be observed, analyzed, and used. This is rooted in a brain that may operate differently. Because they often feel their own emotions less intensely, they're naturally insulated from others' emotions. This allows for what is known as instrumental aggression, harmful actions that are not driven by hot anger but are a cold, calculated means to an end. Since they may not feel the sting of others' pain as intensely, things like lying or betraying trust become viable strategic options, not moral failures. This lack of an emotional reaction also functions as an offensive weapon. It creates an unnerving vacuum that others feel compelled to fill, often by talking too much, over-explaining and revealing critical information or insecurities without even realizing it. Pillar 2. The illusion of competence and control. The second pillar is the masterfully crafted illusion of competence. Our brains are wired for survival. In a crisis, our instincts tell us to look for the calm one. The person who isn't panicking must know what to do. Ruthless minds understand this primal shortcut and exploit it perfectly. Their calmness is a performance, a costume of expertise they wear to command authority. This is about actively suppressing the thousands of micro-expressions and body language cues that reveal our true feelings. While most of us are an open book when we're nervous, the strategic manipulator engages in what psychologists call explicit emotion regulation. They maintain steady eye contact. They keep their body language relaxed, with minimal fidgeting and slow, deliberate gestures. Their voice stays low and even. This studied carelessness has a name: sprezzatura. It's an Italian term for making difficult actions look effortless. By concealing the immense effort that goes into their manipulation, they appear naturally gifted, powerful, and in control. This facade is incredibly intimidating. It projects an aura of untouchable strength. You start to think, they must know something I don't. This self-doubt is exactly what they want to cause. It weakens your resolve and shifts the power dynamic in their favor. Think of a con artist. They succeed because their confidence is absolute. Or consider the abuser who, after their victim has a valid emotional outburst, calmly says, "See, you're the one who's out of control." This tactic, a form of gaslighting, uses their manufactured calm to invalidate the victim's emotional reaction, making them feel like the problem. Pillar 3. The power of observation and analysis. The third pillar is the immense power of observation. When your mind isn't a roaring storm of your own emotions, it becomes a quiet room. And in that quiet room, you can hear everything. While everyone else is busy with their own internal chaos, the calm manipulator is a silent recording device, absorbing data from everyone around them. This gives them a massive cognitive advantage. This process can be compared to the Odia loop, a strategic model developed by military strategist John Boyd. Observe, orient, decide, act. While an emotional person is stuck in the observe and orient phases, overwhelmed and unable to make sense of the situation, the calm manipulator is already cycling through to decide and act. They are data mining your humanity. What makes you angry? What makes you afraid? What are your deepest insecurities? Every interaction is an intelligence gathering mission. They might test your boundaries with small provocations or share a fake vulnerability to get a real one from you, which they'll file away for later. This database of your emotional triggers is their arsenal. When the time is right, they will use this information with surgical precision. They know exactly which button to push to make you irrational, or which insecurity to hint at to shatter your confidence. This is why their manipulations feel so personal and devastating. They are custom designed for you. Their calm demeanor also allows them to exploit a phenomenon called emotional contagion. By maintaining their own manufactured calm, they can soothe a tense room into complacency. Or, more insidiously, they might introduce chaos that only they can fix. Imagine them planting a rumor to cause panic, only to step in as the calm leader who can restore order, thereby solidifying their power. Their quiet masks a mind working at incredible speed, analyzing, cataloging, and strategizing. It's the ultimate poker face. The third myth: case studies in calm. Let's look at how this plays out in the real world. By analyzing a dark and light example, we can see how intent makes all the difference. The dark example: the corporate psychopath. Let's imagine a figure we all recognize, the corporate psychopath. We'll call him Mr. Sterling. He's a senior executive known for his unnerving poise, navigating corporate politics with a placid smile and a steady gaze. His emotional detachment is legendary. During a brutal negotiation, the other team gets emotional and threatens to walk away. Sterling's own team is sweating, but he remains perfectly still, listening with mild, academic curiosity. His detachment is a shield. The emotional attacks don't land. His unnatural calm makes his opponents doubt themselves. Why isn't he reacting? Does he know something we don't? He lets them exhaust themselves with their own emotions until they're ready to make costly mistakes. He masterfully projects the illusion of competence. When a crisis hits, say, a round of layoffs that he secretly orchestrated, panic erupts. Sterling speaks in a low, measured voice. "Let's not panic. Let's break this down." Instantly, all eyes turn to him. His composure creates an immediate illusion of competence, making him the center of gravity. He uses this authority to control the narrative, shifting blame while positioning himself as the stable hand needed to steer the ship. Finally, he wields the power of observation. In casual conversations, Sterling isn't building relationships. He's gathering intel. He learns about a colleague's insecurities over their children's tuition, another's hidden ambition. Months later, when a promotion is on the line, he uses this data. He might make a subtle comment in a board meeting about the insecure colleague's lack of long-term vision, or offer the ambitious employee a mentorship that isolates them from key allies. He uses their own vulnerabilities to clear his path to power. Mr. Sterling's calm is a weapon. His stillness is the absence of empathy, his control is manipulation, and his observation is surveillance. His impact creates victims. The light example: the trauma surgeon. Now, let's look at another figure who operates with profound calmness under pressure: the trauma surgeon. Let's call her Dr. Anya Sharma. In a chaotic ER, Dr. Sharma is an island of tranquility. She also uses the 3 pillars, but her intent transforms them into tools of healing. Her emotional detachment is professional. When a critical patient arrives, she has to uncouple from the overwhelming fear and grief in the room. If she became emotionally entangled, she'd be paralyzed. This detachment is a shield against debilitating emotional overload, not against other people. It allows her to see the patient not just as a person in pain, but as a complex biological problem to be solved with speed and precision. Next, her reality of competence. Dr. Sharma's calm isn't a fake performance. It's the genuine product of years of training and deep expertise. Her composure projects control, which is critical for her team. When a junior resident begins to panic, her calm voice cuts through the chaos. "Breathe. Tell me what you see." This stabilizes the resident, allowing them to function effectively. Unlike Mr. Sterling's mask, Dr. Sharma's calm is an authentic reflection of her ability, a beacon of leadership. Finally, she uses the power of observation with life or death precision. In her focused calm, she's not looking for weaknesses to exploit, but for vital signs to interpret. She notices the subtle drop in blood pressure, a change in skin color, and the barely audible shift in a patient's breathing. Her quiet mind processes dozens of information streams at once, allowing her to anticipate a crisis and make split-second decisions. Her focus is entirely for the benefit of another. Comparing Sterling and Sharma makes the core difference crystal clear: intent and impact. Both wield calm in high-pressure situations. but Sterling does it to dominate and exploit. Dr. Sharma does it to lead and to heal. The ruthless mind weaponizes calm for the self. The virtuous mind harnesses it for others. Understanding this distinction is key to telling the predator from the protector. We've explored the chilling paradox that the most ruthless individuals are often the calmest. We've seen that their stillness isn't inner peace, but often a cold, calculated strategy, a void born from a different way of experiencing emotion. We've broken down this weaponized calm into its three pillars: emotional detachment as a shield, the illusion of competence as a performance, and the power of observation as a surveillance tool. So why tell you all this? Not to make you paranoid. As the example of the trauma surgeon shows, calmness is also a profound force for good. This knowledge is your shield. The next time you're in a tense situation and feel your emotions rising while the person across from you grows unnervingly still, a red flag should go up. Recognize it could be a tactic. Their calm may be designed to make you flustered, to make you make a mistake. So what do? You don't try to out-yell them or out-argue them. The antidote to their weaponized calm is your own regulated calm. This is where the gray rock method comes into play. The goal is to become as boring and unresponsive as a gray rock. Give short, uninteresting answers. Don't make revealing eye contact. Show no emotional reaction. You deny them the emotional data they feed on. You don't mirror their emotional emptiness. You mirror their external composure, but root it in your own strength and self-awareness. By refusing to take the bait, you hold your ground not with aggression, but with stillness. You force them to deal with an equal, not a target. This takes practice, but it's your most powerful defense. Recognizing the game is the first step to refusing to play. Have you ever encountered someone who uses this tactic? Someone who seems to feed off your emotional reactions while giving nothing away? Share your experience in the comments below, without using names, of course. Recognizing these patterns helps us all become more resilient. And finally, a challenge for you. This week, find one situation where you can practice a moment of pause before reacting. It could be in traffic, in a frustrating meeting, or during a disagreement. Just one conscious breath between a stimulus and your response. Share your thoughts below on where you plan to apply this pause. True power isn't found in being the loudest person in the room. It's found in the quiet, unshakable center of your own mind.